So you're going to want your strap nearby, and you're just going to come all the way flat onto your back. Your knees can be bent, or you can extend your legs long, whatever feels most nourishing to you right now. Take this big clearing breath, settle into the body. And let the breath just find a nice, normal rhythm. Mindful of the inhales and the exhales, the length and quality. We're going to send the arms all the way overhead. And if the legs are bent, go ahead and stretch them out and start to just rotate through the wrists and the ankles. Maybe you let the rib cage flare up as you just extend the arms and legs really long through the body. And then let the rib cage settle, let the back settle. We're going to walk both arms and both legs over towards the right for that little C shape. So start small. Don't try to go too deep. Keep both shoulders and both hips fully grounded and connected. You might grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand. You might even cross the left ankle over the right. But this shouldn't be too stressful for the body. You want to just ease your way into this, creating some space along the left side body. Breathe into that space you're creating there. Give yourself 3 more breaths here. Really let your body have permission to just release. Start to ease yourself out. Go slow. Be mindful of your low back. And then we're just going to take it nice and easy over to the left side. So you're going to walk both arms, both legs towards the left. Maybe you grab the right wrist with the left hand, and you might cross the left ankle over the right. Breathe into it. Stay consistent with your breath. Last 3 breath cycles. Start to ease yourself back to center. You're going to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Go ahead and take the feet a little bit wide and start to swish the knees. Your hands can be anywhere that feels good. They can rest on the belly, they can be out in a T shape, or sometimes it feels good to reach them overhead and just take a bit of a deeper stretch, feeling it all the way up the rib cage. And as you swish through the left and the right, you might find that one side is holding a little bit more tension than the other. You're welcome to stay there and take a few breaths. You might find that just the consistent movement left and right feels really nice on the hips and the low back. And then bring yourself all the way back through center. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze inward. Maybe the nose comes towards the knees. And then relax the head down. Hands right on top of the kneecaps. You'll start to swirl the knees around in a circle. You're going to make these really nice mindful movements, not rushing them around. And then we'll move them in the opposite direction. Bring yourself back to center. Take the soles of the feet to the mat, setting up for bridge pose. Go ahead and turn the palms face down, draw the belly in, and we're going to flow up and down through bridge. So on the inhale, hips lift, arms lift overhead, press up. On the exhale, you release it all the way down. Take your time with it. Let the spine start to warm. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. On your next round up, you're going to keep the hands down to the mat and just lift the hips for a hold. It might feel good to interlock the fingers together and kind of roll up onto the shoulders. Relax the glutes and the bum. Unclasp the hands, roll it all the way down. Beautiful. We'll reach over and grab our strap. You're gonna hook the strap around the ball of the right foot. And just take a second here, bend and straighten through the knee, point and flex the foot. You might even rotate that ankle out and see how that feels. And then we'll start to flex that right foot really strong. As always, there can be a little baby bend in the right knee. You're gonna flex that foot strong and just start to imagine drawing it in towards the upper body. And if this feels okay, you're gonna lengthen the left leg out long, but keep activity in that left leg. Long, deep breath. We'll move the strap into the right hand. You're going to ease the right leg over towards the right, only as far as you can without the left hip lifting up. So we want to keep the left hip rooted. Both legs are still engaged. Deep breath. Take another deep breath here, maybe a big sigh out through the mouth. Nice and easy, you bring the right leg up through center. Move the strap into the left hand. And you'll start to ease the leg over the left side of the body. Now just be conscious here, if the leg starts to drop down really low, you're getting a different sensation. So try to keep it lifted like you're bringing the toes towards the shoulder. It can move closer towards the floor. You just want that angle to stay kind of in line. Once you find a place to breathe, you can extend the right arm out and make this a little bit deeper into a twist. See if you can soften anywhere. Maybe it's the jaw or the throat, that left shoulder, the right shoulder. With your next inhale, start to bring that right leg back through center. You'll unhook the strap and take that right leg long and just let your body settle there for a moment. Feel whatever space was created in the hip flexors and the outside of the hips. We'll bring the soles of the feet back to the mat. Loop the strap around the ball of the left foot. And go ahead and extend it up, point and flex, bend and straighten. Same thing here. And then extend that left leg long, flex the heel towards the ceiling. If it feels okay, reach the right leg out, keep it active, and then find your breath. Imagine it traveling through the back of that left leg, getting into the calf muscle. And when you want to intensify the sensation, you just flex the foot a little stronger. Stay with it. And then ease up on that left leg just a bit. The strap comes into the left hand. We send the left leg out to the left. Now again, only move as far as your body comfortably will with the right hip still grounded. Both legs active. Give yourself 3 more deep breaths. With an inhale, start to ease that left leg back towards center. And then you'll take it all the way towards the right. Remember, keeping the leg angled upwards as it moves closer down towards the ground, meaning don't let the heel and the knee drop below the hip. When you find a place to breathe, you can send your left arm out and look over that left shoulder. Soften the jaw. Maybe even open and close the mouth to make sure you're not just clenching or holding tension there. Take one more clearing breath here. Sigh it out. Inhale that left leg back to center. Unhook the strap. Let the left leg come down. And again, just settle here. Start to gather the knees in. And this time, maybe you take the knees swirling in opposite directions of one another. Just to loosen up after that deep, deep stretch. And you can take it in both directions. Then we're going to bring the hands right behind the kneecaps and take a few rocks and rolls along the spine, bringing yourself all the way up into a tabletop position when you feel ready. So coming forward over hands and knees. And as you find that strong tabletop, just start to flow through your cat-cow. After those long, deep holds, you probably have some cravings for different movements, so just let yourself flow through that. Hip circles, cat-cow, little booty shakes, whatever feels best. As you begin to increase movement in your body, stay fully connected with your breath cycle. Don't let it get away from you. And then when it feels right, you're going to sink the hips back for a child's pose. Let the arms reach all the way out so that you feel that space along the left and the right side body. Maybe the head relaxes down. With your next inhale, fingertips fan out wide as they can go. You're going to lift yourself up to that low plank position. Belly pulls in. Core is super strong here, shoulders back. We're going to lower flat to the belly. Fingertips in line with the chest. Give yourself a little lift for baby cobra. Exhale, take it down. We're pressing right back into child's pose, so keeping really low to the mat. On your next inhale, lift up. Low plank. Find your breath and then lower. This time we're taking the fingertips out and kind of tenting them alongside the body. On the inhale, I want you to peel the torso up and go ahead and lift the legs as well. Squeeze the legs towards one another and extend them long. Lift up here. Deep breath. Exhale, release. Hands in line with the chest. Press back into your child's pose. So we're going to flow just like that. On an inhale, lift forward, low plank. Exhale, lower, flat to the belly. Fingertips come out. Inhale to lift. Legs come off the mat. Take it down. Back into child's pose. Start to work with a rhythm that suits your breath and your body. Stay intentional with the movement. Give yourself one more round. When you feel complete, you sink the hips back for child's pose and find your breath. Spread the fingertips out. Go ahead and lift yourself up. And this time we're going to come all the way into down dog. Take your time, pedal out the feet. Move however feels best to you. And then settle yourself here in stillness. Little baby bend in the knees. We're going to walk the hands backwards on the mat to meet the feet. Soften the knees, grab opposite elbows. Let yourself hang heavy for ragdoll. Tip the weight forward, more into the balls of the feet. Relax the arms down completely. Start to roll up the spine. Take your time. Shoulders loop. Standing tall in your mountain pose. We're going to drop the chin towards the chest and start really slow head and neck circles. Nice and easy. And then change directions. And then bring yourself all the way back to center. Loop the shoulders down and see how it feels to reach your hands behind you and see if you can press the knuckles down and away. If not, you can bring your hands to your low back. If you can clasp the hands together, I want you to roll the shoulders open, draw the belly in, and lift up through the chest, through the sternum. Maybe lift through the nose. And then soften the bend in the knees, chin to the chest. You're going to come all the way into a forward fold. Let the arms come overhead, rinse the shoulders. Bring the hands to the low back and then unclasp them. Walk yourself back out to a down dog. Let's inhale, step the right foot forward to the right thumb. You're going to drop down to the left knee. We'll keep the back toes tucked under. Left hand meets the mat. Go ahead and bring the right arm up. Big twist. Exhale, take the right hand down. Lift up through your torso and just come right here, hands on the thighs, back toes tucked, and I want you to think about pressing this left thigh bone forward to where you feel the sensation in the top of that thigh. Feel the belly active. We'll take the arms overhead. Grab hold of your left wrist, and I want you to pull up, 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 and then over towards the right. Keep pressing that left hip bone forward. Bring yourself back to neutral. Both hands meet the mat. Tuck the left, straighten the left knee, and you're gonna step back to down dog. Pedal it out. And then we'll take the left foot to the left thumb. Drop down to the right knee. Back toes stay tucked. Spine is long. Plant the right hand, big twist to the left. Left hand comes down. Go ahead and lift yourself up. Hands come to the thighs. Even out the hips and think about pressing that right hip bone forward to increase sensation along the top of the right thigh. Let's take the arms overhead. Grab the right wrist, reach up, 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 and then over towards the left. Keep pressing the right hip bone forward. Bring it back to center. Both hands down to the mat. Extend the right leg. Find down dog. Let's drop down to the knees again. While we're here, you're going to just keep the hips lifted. Start to walk the hands forward and melt your heart down towards the ground. Your head or your chin may or may not touch the earth. Start to ease yourself back up. Find table. We're going to inhale right arm up, reach it towards the ceiling, and then thread the right arm through, coming into that shoulder opener. So the right shoulder comes all the way down to the earth. That left arm, I like for it to just extend out over my head. Press the left hand into the mat. Gently ease yourself back up. Roll through that right shoulder, give it some space. Maybe roll out the wrist. And then prepare for the left side. Left arm is going to reach. Thread it all the way through. Come down to that left shoulder joint. Find a place to reach the right arm to. Settle in. Start to press into the right hand. Ease yourself back up. Let's take another round of cat and cow here. And you're going to come forward and just find seated. You might want a pillow or a bolster nearby. It's not mandatory at all. Let the ankles roll out, feel the length in the legs. So you're going to bring the hands right in line with the hips. Go ahead and flex the feet so the thighs are active and just sit up tall. So I'm not pushing into my hands. They're not locked out, but they are connected to the earth. Tuck the chin in just a bit so the back of the neck stays long. Find your breath. let the eyes open. We're going to take the right leg in and go ahead and cross the right foot over the left thigh. Find that length in your spine, so maybe use the hands to kind of grip and give you a little traction. We're going to reach the left arm around the right leg. Right hand comes up high. Let your spine really, really grow long. And then bring the right hand behind the back. On an exhale, start to twist. Look out over that right shoulder. Breathe into it. Let yourself wring out the spine. On an inhale, unwind and go ahead and give yourself a little counter twist to the left. Bring it back to center. Send the right leg out. Both legs active, bring the left leg in, cross it over the right thigh. Pull that knee in, lift up really tall. Hug the right arm around and send the left arm up. Find length in the spine and then take your twist. Left hand comes behind the back. Stay in your breath. Inhale, unwind, take a little counter twist to the right. And then back to center. We'll draw both feet in. And for this one, we're gonna move with a really straight spine. So the soles of the feet are together. I want you to lift up long. And instead of coming forward where you kind of slump the shoulders, I want you to think about bringing your heart towards your toes. So you're gonna stay really long, and that might mean you cannot go as deep. It's fine if you're kind of hovering up here. You might think about extending the arms to help. You might even press the elbows into the thighs. That can help. Draw the chin in, keep the spine long. With your next breath, lift up. And now we're going to take the legs wide for a forward fold. And this one you are going to relax into. So if you want a pillow or a couple blankets in front of you, that's perfectly fine. Once you extend the legs, go ahead and kind of roll that fleshy part out from your behind. We want the legs active, not at 100%, but maybe just about 40%, enough to where the knees and toes don't roll inward. And then you might find it helpful to just let yourself sway a little bit as you start to find a nice place to hold. When you find that place, you might put the pillow, the blanket in front of you, or you could just stack your hands. relax the jaw. You're here for 10 full breath cycles. So there's still time to release. There's still time to let the body soften. And if you need a little extra movement or fidgets to help you do that, please take them. Start to ease yourself up. And draw the legs in. And bring yourself all the way flat on your back with the legs pulled inward. Bring the hands on top of the kneecaps and swirl the knees around again. Maybe even noticing how it feels a bit different the second time around. When you feel ready, you're going to make your way into Shavasana, into your rest pose. It might feel good to have a pillow or blanket under the knees for support. You might find legs up the wall is really speaking to you right now. Allow yourself to begin to settle, breath and body. Take whatever time you need to let go of the wiggles and fidgets in the body. To maybe turn your attention to your breath one more time before completely letting go. And then you let everything soften. You let go of control and allow yourself to just be completely present Start to notice your breath. Observe the inhales and the exhales as it travels in and out of your body. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out the wrists or the ankles. And begin those larger movements. Maybe take a full body stretch. Perhaps hugging the knees back in towards the chest. Taking it nice and easy, coming up to a seated position. Thank you guys. Namaste.